Hello there, and welcome to another episode of True Dungeon Talk with Trent. My name is Trent. I'm a big fan of the game called True Dungeon and a very avid collector of tokens. And speaking of tokens, today is your lucky day. We're going to be doing some unboxing. Unboxing? Is that a word? Take two. We're going to be doing some unboxing or unopening. Unopening or is it opening? Take three. We're going to be doing some unboxing and some opening of 10-pack tokens. 240 to be exact. This is the remaining, perhaps that's why I'm stumbling over my words. This is the remaining 240 10-packs of 960 10-packs. I've opened up the rest of them, and so far, no golden ticket. I've gotten the random ultra rares, which are great, but no GT yet, and I thought it might be fun to open up the remaining 240 10-packs on video. So here we go. Let's see, what do I need? I've got, so what I do is in this kind of environment, this is my little stand-up camera with the overhead over there pointing upside down, and I open up the 10-packs, and I've got a little trash bin here. I've got one bucket for rares. These are my buckets. I've just emptied them, so that's the rare bucket. Oh, hold on, I got to pull over the other one. This is the don't go anywhere. All right, don't go anywhere. This is the let me move the chair. Okay, so that's the uncommon. You can't see it. So the uncommon bucket, and over here is the common bucket. So let's just get right to getting on, shall we? So these are the 240 10-packs from 2024. So these are new tokens to me and maybe to you as well. And if you don't have a lot of experience with the 10-pack, they typically come, when you buy them in bulk like this, in a pack of 10 packs, and that's what this is. And you can see this one's kind of falling apart, that in the 10-pack you'll see 9 gold back tokens, and then one of them will be platinum back. So there's a 10% chance that one of them, guaranteed chance, will be, that's not right, it's a 10% chance? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, in a 10-pack, one of them, 10%. Sorry, barbarian, very bad at math. One of them will be platinum back. And if you aren't that familiar with the platinum back, it's just the back color. That's all it is. There's nothing special about it in game, but it's the chaser token. So for the people who like to collect, they might want one of a gold back and also one of the platinum back. And side note, you can also get directly from True Dungeon or resellers, if they happen to have them, Onyx back. So those are the 3 main colors for the standard pack tokens, and that's what these are called, standard pack tokens. And a standard 10-pack of tokens, you guessed it, 10-pack. There'll be one rare, which is what this is here. So this is the Snake Priest shirt, and these are the 2024 tokens, and you can tell by these little symbols here on the edges of the different years. And that's the 2024 symbol. So there's one rare, and then 2 uncommon tokens. And rare, by the way, is the red text, which you can see there. And then the uncommon is the green text, right? So there's 1 rare, 2 uncommon, and then 7 commons, and that's what these guys are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the uncommon tokens. So there was no ultra rare here, and if there is an ultra rare, it will be one of the commons. And if you are super duper lucky and get a golden ticket, it would also replace one of the commons. So in a 10-pack, the ultra rare will never be one of the rare or the uncommons, nor will the GT. So I'm just going to start blazing through these. So let's have some fun and hope for some fun tokens and ultra rare, and also the chance at a GT. So those are my buckets there, and let's keep on keeping on. Okay, so pack 2 of 240. Let's see how far we can get in one video before I have to take a break and we make this a 2-part video maybe. All right, so flipping through here, going through. All right. Okay. All right, so who's having fun? Maybe we could open some 10 packs together. Oh, I might need a new blade. This is getting dull after opening up all those other packets. Okay, trash here. Rare here. Uncommon, uncommon. And we go through the commons. Commons. We come and go. No, that's just for the old people. That's just for the old people. Okay. Okay. Rare. Uncommon. Okay, we fly through our comments here. Let's see if we can do this in one sitting. I think I've done this before. I can't remember if it was a whole 8K pack. It might have been. Maybe that's why I had to split it into 2 videos, because that's a lot. It's a lot of openings. A lot of openings. But it's still fun. So I love every year getting the new tokens, going through them, seeing all the new cool abilities, thinking about the different sets you can make, and of course making sure that I get one of each. I at least have one of each. So like I said, I've already opened up a bunch of packs, doing pretty good on the commons, as one would expect, because you have a bunch of those. There's a few more ultra rares, not those, a few more platinum backs that I need to get for uncommon and rares, and I think I'm missing 2 platinums for common, so I did pretty good so far. I mean, there has been some years where I'll open up a couple of 2Ks and be missing a rare. If you guys have watched any of my openings before, I think it was 2017. That was a crazy year for rares for me. I couldn't find, I think it was a pixie dust. I still remember it. And I actually got that token. It was the platinum back. I actually got that token when I went to the True Dungeon celebration. So that was fun. Oh, I'm always afraid that I'm going to cut myself here. So I was a Boy Scout and we were taught to cut away. So I try to do that even today. But I'm always afraid I'm going to cut myself here on camera. And then, of course, if that happened, it was like, I wonder why would I post it. I'd probably edit that out. So, if you see this video and then see an edit and then you see like a big bandage here, then you know what happened here. All right, so this one was coming apart. So let's dive into this one here, shall we? Okay, so no ultra rares yet. No golden ticket yet, but lots of fun. Well, and we got ultra rares in the previous packs, but none in this one. So that was 10 packs, and now we're in our second set here of 10 packs. And I don't know how well you can hear the clanks of the tokens here in these little buckets, but when the bucket is empty, when I empty the bucket to refresh it, I mean, it's really loud. It's like clang, 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 clang. Like here. I don't know if that was loud to you. It's loud here. Oh, you know what? Holy smokes. That was the... See, you got me talking. And that's the rare... That's the uncommon bucket. I got to get those out. That's the rare... It's in the wrong bucket. All right, nobody move. There we go. I found it. Hold on. I'm still looking. Okay, one more time. Okay, I broke up my sequence there. All right, I checked the uncommon bucket. I only made a mistake with one. I guess I knew it didn't feel right to go there first. So I was sitting down at my big table, and that my groove is off. I haven't even gotten into my groove yet here. Okay, got to get in the groove. Here we go. All right, so we open away from you, cut away. Don't want to cut yourself. We get our rare. The rare goes here. Not over there. That's where the uncommons go. There we go. And now we get our comments. Ooh, 50 GP, man. Love the GP. I always run out of GP every year. Okay, here we go. All right. So, who's from out of town? Ooh, you know what? I play with a group who does a sealed pack runs where you basically just have the pack and that's what you run with. And I grabbed a random 10-pack one day, not too long ago, to play in the sealed pack run, and I pulled this. And I've never played a wizard or an elf wizard, so that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do for that sealed pack run. Ooh, more gold. Yeah, baby. So yeah, for the first time. So I think the first time I did the sealed pack run with those guys, I think I played barbarian maybe, or fighter, and I always play melee classes. And the most recent time with them I played, this is Team Synergy, by the way, great group of guys. I played a cleric. So no, I played a druid. Sorry, I played a druid with my home group, Team Token. Another great group of guys. That one I'm playing a cleric. So that's pretty fun. Actually, how it started out, I was a paladin, and we played, I think, our first game as a group in the sealed team format, sealed pack format, and we had no healing. So I said that we're kind of doing a little bit of RP, a little bit of kind of a D&D angle. We're kind of D&D plus True Dungeon. So I said that my character fell asleep a paladin, but he woke up a cleric because his God spoke to him, because he could see that this band of merry men needed some healing. So yeah, so that cleric turned to a paladin. Paladin turned to a cleric. And then in my sealed group with Team Synergy, I was playing a druid, which is a lot of fun. So if you've never tried a druid, I would recommend it. It's kind of cool because you can do spells. You can also do a little bit of healing. You can polymorph if you want. I didn't do any of the polymorphing. And speaking of that, have you heard about the polymorphing change that's going to happen for 2024? Yeah, look that up. It's going to be trinkets instead of potions. So it's kind of an interesting change. I didn't do any polymorphing because I just wanted to try to keep it simple. I mean, I had never done a druid before, so I just wanted to learn some basics, and that's what I did. Some spells as needed, and there you can, do some pretty big damage ones too. I mean, nothing like a wizard, I'm sure, which I don't technically know yet because I haven't tried it, but I'm about to try it for the 2024 season. And if you've never done a sealed pack run before, I guess technically everybody has, because when you first start, it's a sealed pack run. It's just, the 10-pack. But if you, for some reason, I've never done a sealed pack run before, like maybe you had friends that helped you when you first started, I would highly recommend it. Lots of fun. My most favorite thing about doing a sealed pack run is it harkens back to the beginnings, or maybe the traditional way to play True Dungeon, which is people who may or may not know each other sitting around a table, opening up a 10-pack of tokens like we are here, and then just figuring out like what class they're going to play. And it's just, I don't know, at conventions, when you've probably heard this before if you've listened to the show before, because I say it so much because it's so true and so much fun for me. But if you haven't heard yet, I absolutely love when you're walking down the little corridor there, and to the left and to the right, you can see the different groups preparing for their runs at the different times. So, and when I'm walking by, I mean, I almost tear up, because I can see people so excited about opening up a 10-pack of tokens, and then sharing tokens. That's my favorite part, where they say like, this is a robe here, and if for whatever reason I have decided to play a fighter type character, maybe that would be better. That robe might be better for someone else, because maybe I already have, a good amount of hit points or AC. Maybe someone else needs some AC, like a squishy type, a wizard or something. So the wizard might pull a two-handed axe, which they can't use, so they'll give that to the barbarian, and so on and so on. And a shield will go to the fighter types or the paladin or whatever. So I don't know. I know maybe I'm a big weirdo, but it's just so much fun seeing people opening tokens and sharing and cooperatively helping each other. Like this arrow, what's that going to do if you don't have a bow? Maybe give it to someone who's using a bow, often a ranger, or someone else who can use a bow. So yeah, there you go. That's my favorite part. Even though I literally have almost every single token, my most favorite runs are the 10-pack runs. So there you go. All right, so we are cooking through here. Lots of scrolls. So I should definitely have that covered in my collection. And speaking of that, I assume you know that I am a big collector. If not, now you do. This is how I acquire one of every token. I get multiple 8K orders each year, and then chase at least one of everything. So like, here's the +1 heavy axe, so now I'll need the +1 heavy axe platinum version of that. And then I already have the onyx version, because one of my orders was an onyx order. So that automatically gives you, you can either do, let's see, I think the one I did, you get the ultra rares and the common uncommon rare. But let me think, what is the other choice? Is it just the ultra rares, or is it just the common uncommon rare? I'm not sure. I can't recall, because I guess I always do the one where you get both. This one cracked open in shipment as well. So I definitely will have one of all the golds, but each year sometimes the platinums are a little difficult to chase, which is another great aspect of the game. Another one of my favorite things is trading with people and helping them find what they're looking for, and also filling in whatever type of hole I might have in the collection. So tons of fun. You get to meet great people who are having fun chasing their collection too. And I know the feeling of opening tokens and enjoying them. So when I started my site, it was, mainly to help people with their collections. So sometimes I say I'm not shipping tokens, I'm shipping joy and happiness. So it's just like, Christmas. Every time you get a box of tokens. Okay, it looks like I might be able to do this in one video. We'll see. Going to maybe pick up the pace here, just so. Yeah, and of course, if you hear me picking up the pace, and then you see a cut and then a bandage, you'll know what happened. Okay, all right. Okay, so no ultra rares yet. So in this 240, I would say on average we should see 2, maybe for each 120, maybe a 1. So we should see at least 1 or 2 ultra rares in here. I would say that's the average. But the random generator is the random generator, so don't know for sure. There's a lot of very cool ultra rares this year. I, of course, like them all because, you know, I want to get one of each. So when people ask me, you know, am I interested in one versus another, I have equal interest in all of them because I want one of all. But if I had to choose when it comes to the 2024 set, I would have to say the gloves, because the gloves allow you to make the relic gloves, which then allow you to make the legendary version of the gloves, which my barbarian will use. So that's going to be cool. If we got one of those, that'd be awesome. Because I need, let's see, is it 3? I need 1 for the collection, 1 for the relic to keep, and then a 3rd for the relic to make the legendary. So yeah, I need to find at least 3 of those bad boys. So here's another one broken up in shipment. Okay. All right, so yeah, let's. I think I've definitely already got 1 of those, maybe 2. I have to double check. So I know I don't have 3, so getting 1 of those would be incredible. And then if I don't get 1, then whatever ultra rare that I do have, if I already have it in the collection, I can then trade it with someone else. Someone, you know, even though you're not sitting around a table opening up a 10-pack, trading goes on the rest of the year. If, you know, a long time ago, we only did 1 convention a year. That was the only time that you saw people. But for the rest of the year, you would, through, you know, the forums, email, etc., trade for whatever you were missing or whatever you wanted. So that still goes on, but now instead of only having the physical conventions, we also have the virtual conventions. And if you don't know what that is, I'm about to, you know, introduce you to a secret door of happiness. Go to td.events, and if you've never heard of that kind of URL, just type that in, td.events, and then you'll see all about information all about the virtual True Dungeon, which is awesome. Now, some may say, oh, well, I don't like that, I only like the physical thing. That's fine. I mean, everyone can, you know, nobody should judge someone else on their happiness. But I like both. So it's kind of great to be able to, you know, get up and go get a quick snack or go to the bathroom real quick. And it's a really cool environment too. The virtual, can you hear that siren? That's New York. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Virtual True Dungeon, yes, very fun. I like it, highly recommend it. And you can do that. It's almost every month of the year now, which is unbelievable, which is just great. And I think I was about to say that each year it gets better. And there's a big quality boost in the cameras that they're using between 2023 and 2024. So if you did do it in 2023, you'll see a boost in quality. But that's just normal for True Dungeon. Every year, it just gets better and better, which is awesome. Okay, cooking right along here. It's still feel like I need to pick up the pace because I'm looking at all these other 10 packs and I'm thinking, oh, how long is it going to take? But I think it's fun to do the openings on camera. So for some people who don't open that many tokens, they can kind of see what this experience looks like. But yeah, when I do like a whole 960 packs, it takes quite a while. I don't do it in one sitting, and it just takes up a whole giant game room table. Okay, so here's one that has not been busted open. So here is a 10 pack of 10 packs. Now you'll notice that obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. This one here, the when they come packed like this is the way it always is. One of them will have the platinum token at the top, and let's just call it the number 1 position, and then you'll see the next one has it in 2 and 3 and 4 and all the way to 10. So that's how you'll know where your platinums are when you get a 10 pack like this. So what I do when it comes to a sealed run, I'll either ask my wife, hey, pick a number between 1 through 10, and I'll call this number 1, for instance. If she says number 4, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm like, this is my 10 pack. Or I'll just say, here, not let her see this, here, pick one of these. So that's how I do my randoms, because I really want it to be as random as possible. Okay, so here we go. So now you get to see what a wrapped 10 pack of 10 packs looks like. Okay. Some people, I've heard this before, and I have no idea if it's true or not, but some people say that they can look at a 10 pack and figure out if there's an ultra rare in there. I have no idea how someone would do that. And unless I saw someone do it myself, I have difficulty believing that. Just looking, making sure I didn't make a mistake again. No matter what, I think I'm going to make these kind of mistakes. So the next step, by the way, is to take these buckets. Let's say we take the rare bucket, for instance, and I get a poker tray, which can hold 1,000 tokens. And, of course, there's 40 rare tokens each year, and 40 uncommon and 40 common. And in the first 40 slots or sections of that poker tray will be 1 through 40. And that's how I organize each section. And then for my site, I have these token containers that Master Ed eons ago introduced me to, and they're awesome. I have them on my site, and each one of those, they can technically hold 11 per, but I like to do 10 per. So of, let's say, the GP token, I'll take 10 of those, put it in a token container, and those that's what you'll see on my website. So like this, the Locket of the Pickpocket, which is a cool name. So I want one for my collection in gold, platinum, and onyx. And then if I happen to pull 10 of those, I will put 10 of those on my website. If I happen to pull 19 extra of those, I'll still only put 10 on my website because the token container can only handle 10. And then for that poker tray, each year I have at least one tray of commons, one tray of uncommons, one tray of rares, and that's where I put my extras. The extras past 10, again, the first 10 would be in the token container. So if you go to the website, and speaking of that, if you happen to be watching this as soon as I post it, I don't know if I'll have it up by then, but this is how I'm going to figure out what those numbers are. I've got to calculate. I'll probably post this before I actually do the calculations. But anyway, I don't know how many 2024 tokens I'm going to have yet on the site because they're in my hands right here. I got to calculate. Got to count. But I hope to have at least a couple of everything because some people, they too like to get one of each set. Sometimes I'll have got really great luck, and then I'll actually sell these by the set, like one whole gold set or one whole platinum set. So we'll see how we do this year. And then I'll know if I can do sets. So, how's things? How's life? Life treating you okay? I like to say every day I wake up is a good day. And any day you're doing something True Dungeon related is a great day. So, today's a great day. We're opening up 10 packs. Yeah. I just thought of something. Well, first let's have some water. Let's do a little water break, shall we? Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. I just thought of something. Some people don't know what True Dungeon is. And that makes me sad. Those poor people. They don't know what it is. We've got to tell them. How can we, if you're watching this video, comment. How can we spread the word? Uh-oh, this one busted open. This one's ready to get open, so let's go ahead and open it. How can we spread the word about True Dungeon? We want everybody to know. Because it's tons of fun. Speaking of commenting on the video, I forgot to say like and subscribe and all that stuff. Sorry. Horrible YouTuber. Yeah, like and subscribe. Share with your friends and enemies and all that other algorithm stuff. Okay, let's see if I can pick up the pace here. Oh, right when I said I was going to pick up the pace. Whoa. All right, so here is a classic example of how oh, never mind. Yeah, I already put in the rare. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so 7 tokens remain. I already put in the rare and the uncommon in the rare and uncommon bucket. So in the, I think it was this slot here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th slot. The slot doesn't matter. You can find an ultra rare or a GT in any of these slots, of course, but never the platinum unless it's a special golden ticket year. So here were all of the uncommons. So I'll put those in the uncommon bucket. And we found our first ultra rare. Very excellent token. The +2 Savage Sword. Really cool graphic. And you'll notice, I'm sure it's quite difficult to read on camera, but right under the title there of +2 Savage Sword, it says truedungeon.com/transmuted. So you can go to truedungeon.com/transmuted to learn more about what that means. And the short version is this token turns into or is part of a recipe to turn into another token. Earlier, if you were listening, I said that I definitely want the gloves, the ultra rare gloves for this year, and I'll need a few of them because they'll turn into the relic gloves, which then turn into, once you craft them and with all the recipe ingredients, the legendary gloves. Well, this does the same thing. This will turn into a relic, and then that relic will turn into a legendary. So this is a great token to have. I already have this one, so I could trade this one for someone that has the gloves. So we'll put this right here. Can we see that? Yeah, we'll put that right there. So we found our first ultra rare. Out of the rest of these packs, I think there's a good chance to find one more. And let's see how we do. So, yeah. Isn't that exciting? Ooh, gold is also exciting. Right? Mm-hmm. You can never have enough. Okay. Just as I was saying, let's pick up the pace here so we can get through these. I think we can definitely pick up the pace now because it's completely random, I think, how all this stuff gets packed. But it from my experience, it's unlikely that, we'll catch an ultra rare like so close to this one. But of course, who knows how I stack these here. So there could be one in the next pack. I don't know. So, all right. So yeah, back what I was saying. I've got to spread the word. Spread the word with True Dungeon. How can we do that? So yes, comment, email me. Let's figure out how we can continue to spread the word of the fun of True Dungeon. Let's see, this year there's going to be 2 conventions that True Dungeon didn't go to last year. They didn't go to Origins. They're going back to Origins this year. And a new convention. They've been to Origins before in the past. A new convention this year is San Japan. I think that's Labor Day weekend. And it's San Antonio. And Tanya, I believe she's one of the board members there, or one of the organizers, or both, all the above. She's a big True Dungeon fan. And I'm sure she worked with Jeff and Lori and everyone else, and John and whoever else is part of the team there that does this convention stuff, to work out the deal to come to that convention. So I'm definitely going to San Japan Labor Day weekend. I highly recommend it. I've been to that convention center in San Antonio before, at a different convention that True Dungeon went to. It's called PAX South. But unfortunately, PAX South as an entity stopped their business. Not sure how to classify it, but they just don't do that anymore. So it's over. Obviously, the convention center is still there, and lots of other conventions happen there. So I'm excited to go back to San Antonio. Woo. And that's strange. Did you guys see that? This one came out upside down. I don't think it flipped. Yeah, it couldn't have flipped. That's odd. I think that's the first time that's happened. So yeah, this was right side up, right side up, right side up. But this one was upside down. Freaky. How about that? That's kind of freaky. Yeah. So yes, San Japan, San Antonio, Texas. It's a great town. Nice little convention center. Not too big, not too small. Should be a lot of fun. Nice restaurants right across, or I should say, hotels that are really close. And there's this one little, kind of like a little strip mall almost. Not sure if that's the right word for it, but they have this food court and little restaurants. So the food choices are good. And what else? Oh, I think that's the one with the River Walk. By the way, that's a little hard to say. If you're still listening at this point and not just fast forwarding or maybe on mute with music, I'll share a little something with you. Just now you may have noticed that it was a little difficult for me to say River Walk. And at that, just now, I paused in between those, that compound word, because when I was little, and it still affects me now, I had great difficulty, and I think I was unable to, at that time, say words that started with an R. Red, river, rain, just anything that started with an R. And there was nothing like physically wrong. Like I didn't have to have some type of surgery with my mouth or tongue or anything. I think it was just, your classic speech impediment. And I don't remember when it started. I'd always had the impediment as a child, but I'm not sure. I started taking classes in elementary school, and I guess it was, during one of my normal periods, or maybe there was a break or something, or maybe it was after school. I can't remember when it happened. So I was in these classes, and it was usually a one-on-one session with a nice lady. And I can remember them fairly well, but looking back, I think I really tried. I mean, I could hear the sound that she was making, river, and she would tell me all these things to try to do, to say the word right, any of the R words. And I assume we were doing like little books or exercises to do that, and just nothing clicked. But then one day, and I'm not exactly sure what grade this was, but I think it was maybe 4th or 5th grade, something like that. I just looked at her mouth and her tongue, and who knows if she said to look at her mouth and tongue before. I'm sure she did, but for whatever reason, either it didn't click at that time, but at that moment it clicked. I saw, like this little kind of like a kissing motion, like that. And I did it. I said it, red. I think red might have been that word. Red and rain and river. And I heard myself, like I can hear myself now say it, and I was just so happy. I got it. And so I think I just practiced as I walked the halls or walked to and fro the bus or at home or whatever. I just kept practicing saying red, 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 river, 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 over and over and over until I was to say it more naturally. But the impediment is still there. It's slight. You might have heard it prior to me bringing it to your attention, but it's unlikely that you did. But there's a tiny, 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 tiny sliver of a millisecond when an R word is coming. Right before I say the R word, I do some type of, now probably some type of subconscious pause, however slight, to make sure that the word comes out. But if I'm talking really fast, or it's a word that I haven't said in a long time, or possibly never said, like Riverwalk, that's not a word I use often. The last time I used it was probably 2019 when I went there. Oops. I put the trash in the common bucket. Wrong bucket. So yeah, there you go. Welcome to my speech impediment history of elementary school. It's my secret behind the scenes gift to you if you're listening to my commentary here. Speaking of commentary, if you had a speech impediment or something similar that you had to overcome, tell me in the comments. And when I read the comments, I'll go, they were listening to that part. Let's see, anything else interesting to share for the people who have listened to this much or to this part? Speaking of that, let me check the timer. How long have we been going here? All right, so we're a little at almost 45 minutes. So judging by this, probably be at an hour and a half total. Whew. Okay, let's pick up the pace. Pick up the pace a little bit. you haven't seen the tokens yet, and now that you have, hopefully you can read these. This is less about what each of these tokens are and more about, the openings. But from what you can see, hopefully you've noticed there's like a desert theme. This is the world of Peter Atkinson. Hope I'm saying that name right. Atkinson. Chaldea is his world. So this 2024 season is set in his world, much like, what year was that? 2019, 20? I forget what year it was, but True Dungeon was set in the world of Pat Rothfuss. So this is I believe this is only the second time that it's been set in someone else's world. Pete Rothfuss, I believe, would have been the first one, unless you want to go all the way back and count Greyhawk. So I guess I mean, your non-traditional D&D inspired type environments. These were created by one particular person. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if there were other ones like that, besides now Peter and Chaldea, let me know. Tell me in the comments. Okay, this one's kind of busted open already. This one's ready to get open. Let's see what's in here. Another thing new for the 2024 season is these specific conditions. I think Blinded might be a new condition. I think there's another one too. Poison, maybe? I have to reread that. I'm not sure if there's a third. Maybe there is. But either way, we're all about to experience those conditions ourselves. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. At the recording of this video, this is what is today? I can't remember what today is, but every day is the same. But I think it's this weekend. I think today might be Monday. Monday? Yeah, let's go with Monday. The recording of this video is Monday. But this weekend is the first virtual True Dungeon event. And I'm fairly certain that I'll post this before that. We shall see. So... But at the time of this recording, I don't know what these conditions will be in this first virtual True Dungeon of 2024. Excited to see. Looks like a great season this year. I feel like I say that every year, though. But it's true. True Dungeon just keeps getting better and better, which is kind of amazing. They just keep raising the bar. But again, I just want to spread the word about what an awesome game it is. And it's cooperative. It's fun. I love sharing. Almost anything has to do with sharing. I'm a big fan. If you've ever been out to dinner with me or lunch or any kind of meal, you've probably heard of me refer to something as table food. So, especially if we go to a place that has lots of appetizers, oftentimes I'll just almost one of every appetizer, especially if I haven't tried it before, because I love trying new things. I love sharing. So yeah, I always love to order lots of what I call table food. Speaking of interesting tokens and cool things, check this out. The Moon Dagger. And I'm glad I got a platinum version, because this one might be hard to track down. I don't think I've seen a lot of these. So this is, it says all but cleric. Oh, poor cleric. They don't get to use this one. Deals sacred damage. Ooh, can be thrown. Can be thrown. Awesome. Cool. So the damage wheel is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Very cool design. Very cool token. And it makes me think of that TV show, which of course is based on a comic book, Moon Knight. All right, here's more behind the scenes info if you're listening still to this part. So as I just said, Moon Knight. Actually, I might be wrong. It might not be a comic book. Maybe it's a graphic novel. So if you're a comic book or graphic novel or Moon Knight fan, hopefully I didn't offend you. But that is the point I was about to make. I've never read a comic book. Growing up, my family was super duper poor, and when I was really little, all through school, I never even read a book, or no less a comic book. We couldn't afford those kind of things. Like the first book that I actually ever owned myself was probably 10th grade, high school. And I think it was called The Pearl. It's this tiny little, reader, small kind of book. Short story, I'm not sure what you call it, short novel, not sure. But that was the first time that I actually read a book from front to back. And it was an amazing experience. We just something that we never did in my home. We never had books. Like, nobody read books to me, or going to bed or going to sleep when you see that kind of traditional thing happening in movies or whatever. That never happened. We never had comic books, so I don't know. So, and once I got to the point of being able to purchase them on my own, I felt like I just kind of grew out of it. It just wasn't for me, or maybe I was never my tastes were never part of it. But I don't know. I didn't get a chance to kind of experience that. But I do remember 2nd grade, 3rd grade, something like that, 4th grade, someone drawing, like a kid who sat next to me or near me, who could draw, and I saw him drawing Spider-Man. So even though I didn't read comic books, just through osmosis and the world, I had heard of Spider-Man. And the same kid was drawing something that was weird. It was kind of like a robot face or something. And I said, hey, what is that? And he said, it's Iron Man. And I was like, oh, really? Iron Man? So I always thought that was kind of cool. So I kind of feel like if I would have had the chance to have an Iron Man comic at that age, I probably would have liked that. Because I thought that drawing was just super cool. And he was so talented too. So that's the first time I had ever seen someone draw comic book characters. And speaking of that, super duper behind the scenes info, if you're still listening. Never saw movies growing up either. Again, whatever you think of your definition of, not rich or poor family, multiply that by a bazillion, and that was us. So here's one of those trinkets that I talked about for a druid. So yeah, I think polymorph portions are done, and this is how they're going to be doing it, druids. And I don't think you have to turn this in. I think it's slotless. Yeah, slotless, 1 per game, and then you become whatever that trinket is. So yes, no movies, which was no big deal. Movies weren't like a huge part of the discussion of at school, so it wasn't like I was missing out too much. Like I never said, "Oh, I'm going to the movies with my friends this weekend" or whatever. I never did that. But it only became kind of like a noticeable problem at school, for me at least, when everybody was talking about Star Wars. So I never saw Star Wars as a child. I saw it much later as an adult. Again, I wasn't like an enormous fan of it, because I feel like I just kind of wasn't, I was just, at that time, it just wasn't for me. But I don't dislike it, so I like it. I really, like the new TV versions of it. But back to school, where everybody was talking about Star Wars. And I remember one time, ooh, gold. Ooh, squirrel. My family and I, we were in our car. I think we had just, we were driving home from somewhere, and we were driving past the movie theater, which was kind of like in the nice part of town. And it said Star Wars up on the marquee. And I thought, oh my God, that would be amazing if I could go see that, because everybody was talking about it. But that didn't happen. But what did happen is at school, again, I had heard about it just so much, because it was just a huge topic of conversation. And I guess at one point I was in a little group of people. We were discussing the movie. I, of course, was saying nothing about the movie. And someone just said to me, or asked me, "Hey, you've seen it, right?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, of course." I said, my favorite part is when something does something. I don't know what I said, but by then I had heard about something that happened that a lot of people had talked about, and I just kind of mimicked that, or just repeated whatever that was. Felt really bad, because I didn't get to see the movie. Never thought about it again, really, until maybe when the next trilogy came out. By then, I guess I was an adult by then. But even then, I don't think I rushed out to go see the movies, because it wasn't my thing. But yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. So let's come up with something happy. Some happy behind the scenes chat. Oral of Destruction negates critical and sneak attack immunities for coded weapons attacks. Negates critical and sneak attack immunities for coded weapons. So I guess you coat this and it bypasses that, is what that must mean. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the descriptions are cryptic to me. Water break. So I have to kind of do a little mental gymnastics to understand it. But it's difficult to put a lot of information on a small token, so I totally get it. Sorry, wrong pipe. All right, let's keep the fun going. I feel like we're halfway there, over halfway there, something like that. So I also feel like it's likely that somewhere in this little pack right here, this little grouping, we'll see another ultra rare. That's what I think. but they don't know. Okay, we are at just over an hour now. Checking my little program there. Oh, that's right. I owe you some good stuff. All right, so some non-sad we were too poor to go to movies and buy books story. What could it be about? Let's see. So I was in the Navy. Oh, I don't know if I want this on. Yeah. Okay, so I can't. I don't think it's a good idea for me to put this story on video forever to be seen. But I'll give you a. I'll still give you something, but I'm gonna give you something super special. We're at the hour mark, and you're still listening here, or you just happen to randomly pause and or jump to this moment. I'm gonna give you a little treat, which might not sound like a treat, but it will be if you remind me about this, if you see me. So at a convention, as long as I'm not running from one point to another, if I am sitting down and or I have a few minutes to share this with you, remind me or ask me to tell you. Let's see, how can I describe this? There's got to be some key words to prompt the memory. Why don't we call it the Naked Mountain Story? Yeah. So tell me that you watched this video, or at least this part of the video, and you want to hear the Naked Mountain Story. Oh my God, how appropriate. So it's possible that people might. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. What did I just say? What did I just say? I just said I feel like it's time for another ultra rare. Now, hilariously, it's another +2 Savage Sword. So remember when I said I needed gloves? I needed multiple gloves. Well, hopefully somebody needs multiple swords, or well, actually they will. Wait a minute, I do too. Hold on, I'm being crazy. I need these because I need one for the collection, which I already have, one to make a relic, and then one to make another relic to turn into the legendary. So dope. I actually do need those. So never mind. Sorry, those are not available for trade. So I have the 3 that I need to make that legendary. Now I won't use that legendary in my builds unless I maybe play a fighter or dwarf fighter. Yeah. So I was looking for the gloves because those I will use. Absolutely. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to be well on my way to the legendary for, one of the 2 legendaries for this year, the 2024 season. So that's pretty cool. Some people might not be happy about getting duplicates, but again, you can trade them for something you are looking for, or if you're super lucky like I just was, and you do plan to make one of each. In my previous packs, I told you I got one. So this order was definitely the Savage Sword order. So that's great. But sometimes the randomness does that. Okay. All right. So now, whoops. You've got a future something good. Trust me, it's a good story. So let's see. Let's do a. Something just hit me, but I don't know how appropriate it is for this audience. So that, because I just thought to myself, oh, what's something I can share, and something just hit me. So I feel like I should share that because that's what came to my mind. But what else? I'm trying to think of something appropriate for my fellow True Dungeon fans. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with the first thing that came to mind. Okay. Let's do another water break. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Water break. Okay. Now, you may... All right, so here's a little good story. So you're not listening to poor, we can't afford book stories. You may or may not know that I have done some acting in the past, writing, directing, producing as well. But this particular story is about a play that I did when I was living in Chicago. I was studying improv and sketch comedy there. Uh-oh, another New York siren. So I was living in Chicago, and I was doing this play in a suburb. Can't recall the suburb, but the play was The Glass Menagerie, and I was playing the male lead. Can't remember the role. Sorry. Joel? That doesn't sound right. By the way, the reason I think I'm of the suburb, I think it was Joliet. Maybe the Joliet Drama Guild? Joliet Drama Playhouse? Something like that. But I can't remember the character's name. Sorry, bad memory. Barbarian memory. So I was doing that play. So tons of lines. But what I would do is I would study my lines. Well, of course, you study them as soon as you get the role. But I would run my lines while I was driving to and fro the rehearsals and even once the play started, just to kind of stay fresh with the lines. Because the more you study, the more natural you can deliver them. When they're just thinking about the lines, you're just reacting and talking to your fellow stage partners. So the nice thing that jumped in my head when I was thinking of what could I share was one particular night after a show. Usually in those kind of shows, or almost any kind of play or show, whatever, you'll maybe greet the audience afterwards. So we were doing that, and this lady came up, and she said how much her and her family loved the show, et cetera, et cetera. And I, of course, was very thankful. And I looked over her shoulder, and I noticed this little girl kind of shyly looking at us, and she saw who I was looking at and looked over her shoulder and said, "Oh yeah, that's my daughter. She loved the show too, but she's really shy." And I said, "Well, can I go over and talk to her?" She goes, "Sure. She wants to be an actor one day." And I thought, "Oh, how cool is that?" So I walked over and I bent down on one knee. She was maybe knee high, so and I said, did you like the show? And I think she kind of nodded her head and said yes, I believe. And I said, your mom says that you want to be an actor one day, is that true? And she said yes. And I said, well, I think you can do it, and I think you're going to be great. I said, all you have to do is just study hard and pause for dramatic effect when sirens approach. That's what I said. Pause when sirens go by. So I said, you just have to study hard, be a good girl, stay in school, and if you want to be an actor, you can do it. And I said, all you have to do is just try, give it a shot, and see if you like it. And she seemed to really, I don't know, she seemed really happy and appreciative of talking to me at that moment. And I just felt so happy. And on the drive home that night, may sound bizarre, but I felt such joy. It was, I felt like it was a good show, and it might have even been our final performance, but maybe I'm adding dramatic effect and I could be wrong. But I just seem to remember feeling so happy that we had a good show, and I talked to a handful of people afterwards that really liked it. But I was just so moved and so touched by the smile on that little girl's face and how she said she wanted to be an actor. And I kind of dreamed that, maybe one day, she did become an actor, which would be cool. But, here's the weird thing. It was a pretty, significant drive to and fro outside of Chicago. And I thought, if I got into some accident on the way home, I kind of asked myself like a life question. Would I feel happy? Would I feel like I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish? And at that time in Chicago, I had a number of goals that I wanted to accomplish. And, I was feeling really good about myself, about having accomplished a lot of those goals. And I thought, well, maybe I've affected at least one person's life to maybe chase their dreams too. So I could die a happy man. And I thought to myself, if that's how I feel now, the rest of life is gravy. Anything after this point on is just gravy, cherries on top. and I truly felt that way, even no matter how bizarre it may sound, but that's how I felt. I felt like I had lived a good life. So I think from then even to now, what I try to do is, continue to live a good life and to be kind and to share and to give, because life is tough sometimes. So people can really go through some traumatic experiences. So when I do anything performance related or any, even like this business here, helping people with their collection, to me, I feel like I'm, giving smiles and helping people smile. And if you've heard me do a video before, I think every time, if I'm not mistaken, if not almost every time, at the end I always say, it's really hard to frown if you're smiling. And I don't mean that in a silly way, like when bad stuff happens, don't frown, only smile. I don't mean that. I just mean, figuratively, and I guess technically, literally, it's really hard to frown when you're smiling. So what I guess what I mean is, when you can, smile. And I don't necessarily mean that smile is just for you. It's infectious. When you smile, oftentimes other people smile. So what I hope is when I smile, other people smile. And guess what? Other people will smile from them, so it just keeps on going exponentially. So yeah, that's what I mean. Not just be a silly goose and walk around smiling at everything every day, which is totally fine if that's what you want to do. It sounds like a pretty good life. But yeah, so I think that's what I feel like I did that day with that little girl And hopefully she did pursue acting. Speaking of acting, if you're asking or wondering, how come I'm not doing that now? I feel like part of me would love to, but it is tough to make a living. I have a family to support, so I think if I were to win some crazy lottery one day, I sometimes wonder, well, people say, well, if money didn't matter, what would you do? I feel like I would probably do that. Maybe act, write, direct, produce. But then, what if, even that is not successful? Because that's really subjective. It's up to the public if they like something or not. But so I've thought about that before. But even so, then is that why you're making whatever you're making, the film or play or one-man show or whatever? And I think maybe that's where the mistake happens. If you're making it for those reasons, it might not, quote unquote, be good to them. So what you should make, I think, in my very small opinion, is make what you want. Make just tell a story you want to tell, and if people like it, great. If they don't, that's okay too, because you told your story. So that I think I can do. I don't need to chase a full-time acting career, which is really, really tough. So if you know people doing that, it's a tough life, especially for supporting a family. But I have done short films that I wrote, directed, produced, etc., and they've been to festivals, which has been great. And I still would like to do that. I have one story in my head. Actually, I've written it. It's called Time for Love. It's a time traveling love story. I'm a big fan of love stories and time travel, so put them two together. So one of these days I'll make that, take a few months off work and just work on that. I think that'd be kind of cool. So speaking of that, if you have been listening either this whole time or just happen to be listening at this moment, email me and ask me about my Time for Love script. Maybe I'll let you read it. Speaking about that, maybe I'll tell you just a little bit about it. The elevator pitch. It's about a guy many years in the future, super smart, won like 2 or 3 scientific awards, the big ones. And he invents time travel. And of course, this is a big problem in the future because it's so dangerous. But, people could use it for ill will. It's a short film, by the way. Probably turn it into a feature, but at this point, it's a short film. And this guy, this pretty old guy, 60s, 70s, he wants to use the machine. We find out this is why he invented it, to travel back in time, to find his younger self, and to convince him, his younger self, to ask his girlfriend at the time to marry him, because many, many years ago, he chickened out and did not ask her to marry him, and he's lived a lifelong life of regret. And kind of the core theme is even just a few minutes of joy with the one you love is much better than a lifetime full of regret. So yeah, it's called Time for Love. I'll definitely make that one day. That's for sure. I'd like to direct it. We shall see. You know, unless I find someone else to direct it, but I don't know. I feel like, because I have written stuff before that other people have directed, and I feel like some of the heart and soul of what I, as the writer, intended didn't make it onto the screen. So for certain things that I write, I definitely want to direct. This is also a small budget, so it shouldn't be too difficult to also direct it. Oftentimes I'll write something that's got a big fat funny guy in it, and as the director, guess who I cast? But that's not this. I won't cast myself in this. I'm not right for any other roles, for one, and also that's not what this is for. This story is, you know, about not living a lifetime full of regret. I definitely hope to do it one day. Actually, oddly enough, that I'm talking about it right now, I came up with a possible change or a similar but different ending to this film, because, you know, doing special effects of such a low budget can be cumbersome or not very good. So I figured out a way to have no special effects in this time-traveling love story, but still tell the story. And I think there might even be more drama this way, because without seeing, you know, the first version, you see the old man in the future. You see the like the lab that he's working in, the other people that he's working with. And I wrote it so you don't actually see the machine, but he goes into a room where, you know, there's like through a door you can see flashing lights and stuff. So at least, you know, that's the cheap version of that version. But the other version that I, oddly enough, just thought of recently, a few weeks ago I think, was we just cut that whole part, get straight to the past, and we see the older guy and the younger guy interacting, and the audience, just like the younger guy, maybe they're not so sure, you know, because this guy says he's from the future, but we, even as the audience, haven't seen this. We haven't seen the future, so we don't know. So that might be even a more dramatic way to present this. So maybe I'll clean up my first version, write another version, get some people's feedback on it. Okay, we are getting close to the end here. Don't think we're going to see another ultra rare. I think the odds are we're going to get 2 out of this group, and we have those. But it's still super fun opening up the tokens. Okay. Whoops, I really screwed up my groove there. Okay, almost threw all of those into the comment. Okay. All right. Come on. Okay, we have 1, let's see, because you can put this in camera here, 2, a tree, a 4, a 5, 6 to go. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 to go, and we have 2 ultra rares. Okay, let's see how we do. Like I said, I don't think there's an ultra rare here. Golden ticket is also pretty unlikely now that we're so far down. We don't have many to go, but never say never. but the chances have dwindled rapidly. But it's still fun for the chase. Fun seeing all the cool artwork, all the new tokens, thinking about ways to play with all these new tokens, and of course fun adding to the collection. I really love the artwork this year. And if you haven't yet, go to truedungeon.com and upcoming events, and you can see the different events that have been announced this year. They sound amazing. I think it's going to be a great year for True Dungeon. And speaking of what I was talking about earlier, spreading the love of True Dungeon, if you've got friends who have never tried it, I mean, this is definitely the time to try it. It's the beginning of a new series. So far, there's almost a new virtual almost every month. And we've got more physical conventions this year. So this is a great time to start. So definitely spread the love of True Dungeon to your friends, co-workers, just anyone who you think might enjoy it. I think everyone should at least try it. Origins would be a great one to try if you live close or are interested in that convention. I think it's 4 rooms. So it's shorter rooms. It's cheaper. So it's something definitely to try. Okay, my comment bucket is getting full, so it looks like 240 might be the max number of packs, at least for the common bucket, because it's pretty full. My trash can is pretty full too. My rare bucket, I mean, that's barely maybe 5% full. The uncommon, I mean, that looks a little under half, but the common one is definitely getting to the top. The bucket gets pretty heavy too, because that is what, 240 times 7 minus 2. I'll definitely be able to collect one of every gold common, but I am short a few platinums, so hopefully I get those in this batch here. If not, I will go and try to trade for them, which is also a fun part of the game. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're down to our last 50. Last 50 10 packs. Okay. It's a very cool design here. Snake Priest hat. Oh my god. Okay, this is nuts. Another. Oh my god. Okay, this is officially nuts. This has never happened. Holy shnikes. Look at that. 3 plus 2 Savage Swords. So, does anyone need one of these? I've got an extra. Oh man. So you know what this means? In a 960 pack, you are guaranteed 9 ultra rares. And then you have a chance for a 10th ultra rare. So that's what this is. This is going to be the 10th. Yeah, because I have seven ultra rares so far, 8, 9, 10. Wow. But all of them being Savage Swords, that's crazy. Wow. Well, I definitely have an extra one of those in case somebody wants one. We can trade for something else. Well, I need gloves. Maybe if you need Savage Sword, +2 Savage Sword, let me know. Because I'm going to need some gloves to transmute for the big dog. Uh-oh, man down. Surprisingly, that's the first one that I dropped. Okay, don't go anywhere. The bucket is getting full, so it's kind of like bouncing off. Yeah, that's a very familiar sound in my house. A token rolls away. You have to chase it. No. Okay, so can't throw them in there anymore. Bucket's definitely getting full. And thank you so much for sticking with me if you're listening. Hopefully you're enjoying this. I've actually heard of people say they'll watch the opening videos kind of like in the background while they're doing something else. And they'll wait for me to go, oh, ultra rare. So, anything to spread the love. I need to open these anyway. And people have requested that I do this. And so this is for them. And it's also fun for me. And it's especially for the people who don't order this many tokens and just want to kind of see the experience. So that's why I do this. That bucket's about to go in. That bucket's getting really full. Should have brought a backup bucket. Actually, I think I might stack them over here because that bucket is put in the wrong spot. The bucket's about to fall. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to stack the uncommons over here because my bucket runneth over. Speaking of opening, and the people who like these videos, feel free to comment and tell me what other kind of openings or what other kind of videos you'd like to see. Because if you're hearing me say these words now, you definitely like this. And I would want to make it for you. And also, you can help me figure out what videos might be good for other people too. So yes, please let me know in the comments. Okay, almost finished. Okay, one more from this 10 pack here. Another trinket for the druids. Okay. Put this over here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so 40, 10 packs to go. Okay. Now Now the trash is starting to overflow. Oh, we're definitely at the end here. Things are starting to overflow. Oh, that's cool. So, one of each. That's good. 1 gold, 1 platinum. So definitely got that one collected. Okay, I'm gonna start putting some over here. Ooh, I like these platinum rares. Those are sometimes tough to track down. That's one advantage of buying 10 packs this way, because then you get a whole 10 pack of 10 packs. So you're guaranteed at least 1 rare platinum. If you're chasing, if you're chasing a platinum set, that is. So that's kind of a good way to get them. But even with all these that I have, not guaranteed I'll get one of every one that I'm looking for. Some years I do, some years I don't. But as I've said before, it's kind of part of the fun, chasing what you're missing, helping people figure out, or help them with their collections. Definitely a extra fun part of the game, trading with people. Okay, so there's 33 packs to go. There will not be any more ultra rares unless there's like a severe error in the packing here, because you're guaranteed 9. You have a chance at a 10th ultra rare, so this is the 10th one. Speaking of packing error, I don't know, this is just the random generator going crazy random through the race hordes. I don't know if I would have believed it unless I seen it myself. So besides the fun of opening tokens, what we could be hoping for, and what's dwindling each pack we open here, is the chance at a GT. But it's still a fun part of the chase. This one's busted from shipping. Okay, so 10, 20, 30. 30 to go. And like I said, here's that 10 pack. A 10 pack of 10 packs, and one of them is your rare platinum, which is good, which is a good one. Good for me and the collection, or for anyone else who's chasing the rare platinums, which of course I'm chasing. Ho, ho, ho. No way. God. What? Holy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 commons. And oh my God. Look at that. Oh my God. Hold on, sorry. I'm so excited. It's hard to hold things. Let's see. You can't see my. Okay, there it is. Wow. The camera can see your eyes. A golden ticket. Holy potato chips. Wow. Oh my God. That is nuts. Look how close we were. We were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, we were down to 30 packs exactly. And I happened to grab this one because it had that rare platinum token. Okay. It feels like I've climbed a mountain. Oh man. So this is after 900 and 900 the 929th pack, I think so. Yeah, pack 929 had this or something, 921st, something like that, one of those. So well over 900 packs to get this one here. So a golden ticket. Now, it's unlikely that if you're watching this video, you don't know what a golden ticket is, but just in case you don't know what a golden ticket is, this is a kind of a Willy Wonka thing. This grants you access to a special event called the Golden Ticket Run. And if you wonder why I'm looking over here, I have like a monitor feed over here, sorry. So this will grant you access to a special run. We call it a golden ticket run, and it happens either at GameholeCon in October or Gen Con in August. You have to choose which one you want to go to, and you and 9 other players on that group, so 10 traditional players, will go through what the public hasn't seen yet. So at Gen Con, it's typically on a Wednesday night, on the night before Gen Con even opens. You'll go on a run and kind of a preview run, and it's kind of a dress rehearsal, if you will, and a tech rehearsal for all the people who are doing the run. And you get to see a preview of everything else. You get to do everything that anyone else would do, but sometimes the paint might be wet, or sometimes the actor might still be holding their script, but that's okay, because that's what the run's for. And at the end of the run, what typically happens is you do some type of what we call like a special room, where something special happens, and you often acquire something, whether it be a token or some type of thing that gives you a special benefit for the remainder of the run. And sometimes it might be the remainder of the year, and rarely, but sometimes it's something that might be in effect forever. Wow. So crazy pull there. So I think I'm going to end the video now, because we know what's in the rest of these tokens here. Rares, uncommons, and commons. And my bucket's full. So let's see. Let me go to this camera here. So thank you very much for watching. In this video, we opened almost 240 packs, and we got 3 Savage Swords, which is just nuts, and a golden ticket. How about that? So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you enjoyed this opening. I really appreciate you watching. Please share, like, and all that other good stuff that the algorithm likes to spread the love of True Dungeon. And yeah, thank you very much. And hopefully you enjoyed this opening as much as I did. Let me go over here and click a couple buttons. Thank you for watching. Oh, and don't forget, it's really difficult to frown when you're smiling. So smile. See you next time.